I learned bit by bit, and I realized that I am a failure as an entrepreneur. I don't know, because I was never an entrepreneur. Imagine a third generation government servant trying to be an entrepreneur.
Welcome to another episode of Inspiring Explorers, and this is your host Meenakshi Srivastava, also known as My Boho Voyage. For this episode of Inspiring Explorers, we have an inspiring explorer who is a cop turned entrepreneur, professional freedom crusader, Nirupama Vyas. Nirupama Vyas is a business success coach, TEDx speaker, podcaster, entrepreneur, a talk show host, blogger, performance coach, and a keynote speaker. Nirupama is an internationally certified trainer and has got her learning from master trainers like T. Harv Eker, Blair Singer, Avi Arya, etc., and is the founder of High Voltage Action and Professional Freedom Blueprint. When Nirupama started her journey of becoming an entrepreneur, she quit her job to follow her passion without a plan, and eventually, what she started doing after quitting her government job ended up being a failure. So today, she helps people become an entrepreneur without leaving their job. She is your professional freedom crusader if you're looking to start your side hustle without quitting your job.
I'm Meenakshi Srivastava, your host for Inspiring Explorers, and I welcome you to the show Inspiring Explorers. Each week, I'll be interviewing some of the most successful personalities who will share with us their inspiring life journeys and some of the interesting travel experiences that are not limited to sightseeing. Guys, make sure you share this episode with your friends. Please do subscribe, follow, give a 5-star rating, and hopefully a review. And also don't forget to come say hi to me on Instagram at the rate mybohovoyage. Now, before I start this episode, let me inform you that we recorded this interview during the COVID-19 lockdown, and hence the recording was done remotely. We were both sitting in our houses and recorded it online. So please don't mind the background noises, and I hope you still enjoy it.
So, without any further ado, let me welcome our guest for today, a business success coach, TEDx speaker, podcaster, and founder of Professional Freedom Blueprint, Nirupama Vyas. So let me start by welcoming you to the show, Inspiring Explorers, Nirupama. We are very excited to have you in the show.
The pleasure is all mine, Meenakshi. Thank you for having me here.
All right. So to begin with, we would like to know a little more about your background, a little bit brief idea of your childhood to your cop journey. Like, what made you choose to be a cop?
Sure. Thank you. So, Meenakshi, when I was born in a family of government servants, and I always tell people that I am in the third generation government servant. So, as I was growing up, it was instilled in me that when you grow up, you should be becoming an IS officer, and that's the ideal place to be. So that was the time, I used to be seeing my dad, into an administrative job. My grandfather was also into administration. And I thought that that is a life, how it's supposed to be. I did not know much about the other aspects of life. So after I did my schooling and got into graduation, ever since then, I started my preparation for the civil services examination. Okay. And I don't know if you and your audience are aware about the civil services examination. Well, that is a kind of a preparation wherein you're cut off from your friends, from your family for a certain number of years. And I almost went to an antisocial mode, wherein I'm not talking to friends, I'm not talking to family, and people were like, "Oh, where is she vanished? Where is she gone?" You know.
Yeah.
And after 3 to 4 years, rigorously preparing, I had my both ups and downs. Sometimes I cleared, sometimes it was a failure. I managed to get into the security wing of Government of India, and really joined as a cop. So that was something to be proud about. But at the back of my mind, I was like, oh, I didn't clear the civil services examination, so it's not that what I wanted to read. So we always say the grass is greener on the other side.
Yeah.
So that was my experience. So to be very upfront, I would say I never enjoyed even clearing that exam, because for me it was always a race to go to the next level.
Like what our parents feed us and the society feeds us to be like, you have to be in the civil services, that's the best. And I've also heard that in most parts of India, they're like, government job le lo, you'll have everything in your life, you'll be successful. Success to them is having a government job.
Absolutely. I always say government job में ना 3 P आते हैं. And what are these 3 P? Pay, you get a steady paycheck. you know, I want to say it mockingly, not
Yeah.
that serious, but आप काम करो या ना करो 30 तारीख को आपके बैंक अकाउंट में इनकम आ जाएगी. That's
Definitely.
one thing that they. The second thing that you get is position. You know, government job का बड़ा, you know, you have a clout about that. Oh, I'm a government servant, and wherever you go, you can be talking about that. That's the second P that I talk about. And the third P that I tell people is pension. You know, till the time you are alive, you get your pension. Even after you die, the people who are dependent on you, they'll be getting pension. So it's the three
Definitely.
P: pension, pay, and position.
Definitely.
Yeah. Yes.
So firstly, you didn't decide on being a cop. You were more like into a government service, but you became a cop. So what were the challenges as a girl to be a
Yes.
cop on the field, because you were also on the field? So how was that?
Right. Thank you for a question again. So basically, as a cop, you know, they say that you have to go through strenuous training. And I still remember that when we were getting into the first year of our service, we all had to go through that strenuous training. And, you know, in a batch of 100 people, it were 10 girls and, you know, the 90 boys out there. And eventually, you know, you got to go through the physical workout. So every morning, you know, you got to be ready up with your shoes, you know, doing all the physical workout. So that was an interesting part, because a lot of us, you know, never take care of our body, never take care of our physical self. I always tell people, you know, if you have to have a great mental self, you got to be, you know, be physically active. They call it the biohacking. You know, अगर आपका मन अच्छा नहीं हो रहा है तो आप एक काम करो, जाके भाग लो, which I did at a later stage because I'm a runner also. मैं आपको उसके बारे में भी बताऊंगी. So that was one part which was not essentially a challenge, but it was an adventure. Then I had this beautiful mountaineering training. And as a part of mountaineering training, you know, we were there in the hills for some time. Then we were acclimatized there. We were made sure that, you know, we are fit to be climbing the mountain, because that has a particular pressure, that has a particular temperature out there. So, you know, learned a lot of aspects, climbing a rock, rappelling, then mountain climbing. And in all of that, I remember one particular incident. So we had this sort of an ice, I don't even remember what do they call it. It's something with which you climb the mountain, you know, ice hockey or something you can call it, you know, in the shape of a hockey.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. So everything was good the moment I was climbing. And I need to tell you one thing, Meenakshi. I had a lady instructor with me. There was a time while I was climbing, you know, I had gotten very tired and I did not have any stamina to move. And I still remember what my instructor told me at that point of time. She just told me one thing: keep walking, do not look at the top. The moment you are in momentum, you will not come to know, you know, when you have reached the top. And just think of the experience that you will have at the top of the mountain, because that's an experience only those people will be able to have who have reached the top of the mountain. Nobody else can have that kind of experience. And I still remember, you know, the moment we went on the top of the mountain, we had that tricolor in our hand, we were getting ourselves clicked, and it was all white. You know, that whole effort of climbing the mountain was nothing as compared to the kind of experience that we had when we were right at the top of the mountain. So that's one of the experience, you know, that I would want to share with your audience, that sometimes the process of reaching somewhere is tough. But the moment you reach that place, you know, you do not really worry about the pain that you know, a lot of times in life, while we are walking towards our path, we find that we are encountering the thicks and thins of our life. You know, it's going to be painful. You'll have bruises in your feet. But when you reach the top, the journey is very beautiful. So I want to tell the people out there that it's all about the process. If you're able to enjoy the process, hey, I'm just walking with my friend along. Hey, I have a great buddy partner with whom I'm, you know, enjoying the process. So I want to tell to all the people who are listening, a lot of times in your life, you might be feeling that the path that I'm taking on is very challenging. Start enjoying the journey. If you have a friend, if you have a partner who's along with you in that journey, just make that journey so beautiful that whether you reach the destination or you do not reach the destination, it does not matter. What would matter is the time that you've spent in that journey, and that's what is going to create you a memory for your lifetime. That's my
Definitely.
message to you.
That's very beautiful message indeed, because and they also say that the hardest climbs are the most beautiful ones. So it's always about the journey and not about the destination. That's where you learn the most part.
Absolutely.
So we were discussing about the challenges that you faced during being a female cop. So what were those challenges?
Meenakshi, I always believe that there are no challenges in life, but rather we have experiences.
Beautiful.
So yes, it was a very different experience because there were around 100 men and 10 women. You know, so we had a very skewed sex ratio that way. So I would want to say that it was a great part because we not only went through the endurance training, as in, of course, in all the places wherever we work, mental training is given a great importance. But as a part of the security wing of Government of India, we also went through the endurance training, the physical workout. So every morning, we had this strict discipline that we used to have that bugle you must have seen in movies. So it rings and we have to be all up for our drill on a regular basis. After that, we also had a great mountaineering experience. So we were taken to the hills for almost a month or something, then acclimatized, because if you are there on the hills and if you want to be climbing the hills, then you got to be going through, because you're a traveler, you might be aware that you need to be acclimatizing your body to the hills for some time, and then eventually we learned a lot of things. We learned rock climbing, we learned rappelling, we learned there was something known as zoomering. Then we were finally taken to the final aspect wherein we were supposed to climb a mountain which was around 14,000 feet, if I remember.
Wow.
And it was fun. So since you're asking for a challenge, one challenge that I remember, that I had this ice stick with me, while I was climbing, and while it was getting difficult for me because my feet were frozen, and at one point of time my legs were giving up, that no, I cannot climb. And there were 110 of us who had started from the base camp, and by the time we reached the mid part, it was only 50 of us. The rest 50 people had given up. Okay.
Wow.
And then eventually, there were like 3-4 girls who were there out of the pack of 10 girls that we had. And we had an amazing lady instructor. She told us that girls, do not look at the top, just keep moving. And when you just keep taking, when you start taking step by step, you will not come to know when you reach the top. And that's exactly, what we followed. That's exactly, what we imbibed in ourselves. We were just not looking at the top. Our feet, our eyes was right at our feet, and we were just walking. And finally, we reached the top. And let me tell you, the feeling on the top was out of the world. It was a snow-clad mountain. Everything was white, and all the people who were there, we almost felt like we were at the top of the world feeling. When they say the top of the world feeling, that was the time I actually experienced the top of the world feeling. So that was one part. Another part that I would want to tell you, while I was coming down, an accident happened. So there was, I had this ice stick in my hand, and I was just coming down step by step, because you need to take small steps while you're coming down. So I accidentally slipped with my ice stick in my hand, and just kind of fell. And then eventually, there was a friend of mine who kind of engulfed the ice stick with my ice stick, and that's how it was. Had it not been that friend of mine, me and you would not be talking like this. So this is something my parents don't know till now.
The scary part, we always skip the scary part to tell to our parents.
Yes.
But that's,
Yeah,
you,
but
you
it was
know,
fun.
that must have been quite an experience to have that fall. Oh
Absolutely.
my God,
For
that would
a
have been
moment,
scary.
I was just testing my, looking at my body. Oh, am I alive? And I was like, yeah, you're very much alive.
So that
God wants you
was,
to take a longer stride.
yeah, and that was adventurous. That was really adventurous. I'm so glad you're here and we're talking. You're such an inspiration for all of us.
Thank you.
All right. And so while being in this cop journey, you were happy. So why did you switch from being a cop to a mentor?
Well, I always tell people that, wherever we are looking for better opportunities. We are looking for growth opportunities and success. And for me, also, when I was in my 20s, while I was in the government and being a part of the security wing, I was always looking for success and happiness. And I felt that if I have a greater position in my life, or if I have more money in my life, or if I have a higher position in my life, that's when I'll get more success, more happiness, more money, more fulfillment. So initially, I want to tell you, Meenakshi, that I was trying within the government. I was writing a lot of exams within the government, and then looking for that they get cleared. And I also got through Ministry of Power in one of the years. Comptroller General of Accounts the second year, but nothing was as good as my then job, so I did not choose to switch to something else. Then eventually, when this could be a little long, but then this is an interesting story. That's the reason I'm trying to tell each and every part of it.
Definitely. We would love to hear it.
Yeah. So then, thank you for that. So then what happened? Then I thought, okay, our professional life में तो दाल नहीं गल रही है. So let me just look at personal life. So then I got married in 2017, and my husband is also a government servant. But things got worsened after that. I was posted in the north. My husband was posted in the south.
Oh my
So
God.
though we were, yeah. So though we were married, but we were married like married singles. So it was a long
Definitely.
distance relationship, and that had its own challenges. And a stage came in my life wherein I used to ask myself that, am I not capable enough to start earning of my own, that I need to be so much dependent on the government of India? I mean, Meenakshi, I need to tell you that was a phase wherein we were missing each other's birthdays, anniversaries, festivals, and it was a horrible way to live. I was like, even if you have pay, position, and power, the three P's that I talk about as a part of government, what fun is it, if you cannot live together with your loved ones?
True.
So some scratching happened in my head, and that was when I thought I need to come out of this and start creating something of my own. And at an initial stage, I was attending all these conferences, seminars. So they used to call me a seminar junkie. किसी भी सेमिनार में जाओ, निरुपमा आपको जरूर मिलेगी. That was the tag that they had given me. But all these places that wherein all these entrepreneurs were learning, all these entrepreneurs were getting those success formulas, and I couldn't find a single place which was for employees, wherein somebody could tell them that how do you transition from being an employee to an entrepreneur, right?
True.
And so the fact was that whatever knowledge they used to be giving us, so Monday to Friday is when I used to be in my office, and Saturday and Sunday you used to find me in all these conferences. So when again Monday to Friday I'm in these conferences, what is happening with me? I used to get so frustrated because I couldn't apply all the learnings that I was getting. And one fine day, it so happened that the frustration level increased to such a great extent. I was like, I am not feeling happy. I'm not enjoying my family life. I'm not, enjoying the place where I was, because I was still looking for success and happiness. And I said, okay, let me take a leap of faith. Let me come out of my job. And the moment I came out of my job, I was at a power position. Now there was no power, there was no position. it was a relationship mess, it was a financial mess, because it was not a well thought action.
True.
Right? And I always tell people it was emptier pockets and emptier hands.
Yeah.
that was the stage. And somehow I started off with some clients, and there was no clear plan, no skills, how to scale it up, how do I get a pipeline of clients. Nothing I had at that point of time. I learned bit by bit, and I realized that I am a failure as an entrepreneur. I don't know, because I was never an entrepreneur. Imagine a third generation government servant trying to be an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
As it is, government jobs are so safe.
Yeah,
Right?
and our families do not put up that thoughts in our mind that we can also be entrepreneurs. They're like, job hai tumhare liye and business is not for you, because we are from a family that is
Absolutely.
not having a background of business.
Absolutely. So then eventually I thought, अपनी मेरे पास दो ऑप्शन है, या तो इसी फॉर्म में मैं गिरती रहूं, एंड I just keep looking at how do I make the things work, or I really learn what is the right way. And
Yeah.
I thought that now that I'm struggling with my finances, now that I do not have a clear plan, why don't I really work under an entrepreneur and learn that how could I be an entrepreneur. So I re-employed myself, keeping my false ego aside, क्योंकि मैं तो बड़ी सी जॉब छोड़ के आई थी ना, कि अब मैं दोबारा जॉब में जाऊंगी. That was a big question at that point of my time in my head. And then I always bring this concept of intrapreneurship. So what is who is an intrapreneur? A person who is working as a corporate entrepreneur within an organization is an intrapreneur. So I started working under an entrepreneur like an entrepreneur. And just giving the sense that the company with which I am working for, it is not like my own company, but that is my own company. That's the message I want to give to all the people, who are still in jobs and they are wanting to get into entrepreneurship. जिस भी कंपनी के लिए काम कर रहे हो ना, उस कंपनी को ऐसे मत सोचो कि ये तो मेरे बॉस की कंपनी है या ये तो किसी और की कंपनी है. जब मेरी कंपनी होगी ना, तब उस दिन मैं काम करूंगा. That never happens. Because जो skills आप वो वहां पे दिखा रहे हो ना, वही skills आप अपनी कंपनी में दिखाओगे. How you do anything is how you do everything.
Yeah. So true.
Yeah.
And very beautiful. Yeah.
Exactly. And the moment you start giving to that company, number one, you hone your skills. Number two, you realize that what are the challenges that you face as an entrepreneur. And number three, you understand the different dynamics of an organization, what all is happening. So again, I would say just, wherever you're working, wherever people are in their jobs, treat that company as your own company. And when you are giving to so much of extent, आप हर रोज दे रहे हो उस company को, a day will come, the moment you start your side hustle, you never have to convince your boss. क्योंकि आपने अपना blood, sweat, everything you've given to that company, and that is going to really pay you manifold, because आपने इतने अच्छे relations create कर लिए होंगे ना, कि when you're starting your own company, you would have already taken half the journey.
Definitely.
So that's my message to the people.
Yeah, definitely. Like, you stay in that job and take as much as you can learn. Jo mistakes karne hai, you do it in the job while you're in the job, so that you do not make them occur in your own entrepreneurship journey. Like, that's really a very beautiful thing, because people don't, talk about, they talk about being a mentor or being a speaker or being or doing whatever they love, but how to take that step. Like, what if they leave the job and they are broke? This is something that everybody has a problem with, and a big question, that how do we take that leap of faith? So you kind of you also you were also in a rebound situation. Like, you left the job, now you were broke, but you had a plan. Now you like got out of that situation. So that was beautiful. What do you suggest to all the people that are in the job? So how do they not leave their job and yet follow their path of entrepreneurship? What is that first step that they need to take?
Sure. That's a beautiful question, and a very relevant question as well.
Okay.
I always tell people that, anybody who has that fire within, that there is more to me than what I'm doing in my current job, or, the current job that I'm doing, वो मेरी salary आ रही है वहां से, but it is not giving me that meaning and fulfillment that I'm looking for. So to all those people, I want to tell that start with a side hustle. Weekends पे करो. Yeah, you have a great time. Even if you are taking out 2 hours in the morning or 2 hours in the evening, start with that. And when you are looking at this 2 hours, over a period of time, if you look at in a month, it is 60 hours. If you
Hmm.
look at it in a year, it's 720 hours. And with the power of compounding, आपने इतना create कर लिया होगा ना, that you will not regret it. Another thing I tell people, never compare your speed of implementation with the speed of implementation of an entrepreneur.
True.
Entrepreneur के पास पूरा दिन है. A
Hmm.
lot of people start beating themselves up that,
Yeah.
मैं 2 घंटे में क्या create कर लूंगा. मैं लोगों को बोलती हूँ, आप 2 घंटे में क्या क्रिएट कर सकते हो, यू आर नॉट इवन अवेयर आप कितना क्रिएट कर सकते हो, क्योंकि मैंने पिछले 3 साल में इतना क्रिएट किया है 2 घंटे में, that today where I am, my groundwork is very solid. I know
Hmm.
that what is it required, but the fact that I always tell people is be consistent and have a commitment towards things,
Hmm.
because those are the seeds that you are sowing in the soil of your own entrepreneurship.
Yes.
So, three things I would want to say. Number one, take out 1 or 2 hours every day other than your job. Work on weekends. Don't look at weekends as an opportunity to escape from life, but as an opportunity what you can create out of your life.
True.
That's one thing.
Definitely.
Second thing, never compare yourself, to the speed of implementation of an entrepreneur. And number three, show commitment and consistency. That's this first message I would want to give to the people. And of course, there's an entire different system by which you can create, but this is something, everyone can do, whosoever is in a job and wants to start up their side hustle.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And you also do workshops during for these things. So how do you suggest people, come and connect to you for these workshops?
So right now, I don't believe in doing physical workshops. Of course, we are in the COVID situation, but I
Definitely.
always feel it's good to be online, because I have been a hardcore employee, and Meenakshi, I would want to put it in front of your audience also. I never call myself a mentor. I never call myself a coach. I tell I'm an employee crusader. I'm
Wonderful.
helping all the employees start their entrepreneurial journey without leaving their job. And if anyone wants to reach out to me, I conduct these webinars on Sundays, 11 a.m. It's known as a Professional Freedom Masterclass. And that's what you learn, how to be an entrepreneur without leaving your job. I talk about 3 secrets there. The first secret is how can you have additional sources of income so that you do not rely on your fixed salary. That's something I tell people. Second thing is, as working professionals, we do not have the entire day to our own self. We have a very limited time. So how do you create more time for yourself? I'm telling you, create more time, because time will never be there for you. So
Definitely.
how do you create more time so that you can make room for your side hustle? That's the second thing. And then there's a step-by-step framework that I give to people by which they can leverage their current job if they want to start their entrepreneurial journey. So these are the 3 things. Other than this, there's a bonus secret that I tell people, that how can you complete your own work, before you start working for your boss. So these are the 4 things that people can learn from.
Wonderful. This seems like, the most important workshop, and I would, request people to definitely join your workshops. So, Nirupma, you also talked about, having multiple sources of income, and due to pandemic, I think everybody understands the importance of having multiple sources of income. So how can they have it, and why is it so important to, have those multiple sources of income?
Sure. That's again a great question, Meenakshi.
Thank you.
Yeah. So I always tell that if you need to look at your income, you look at your income as a table. If the table has one leg, the moment that one leg breaks, the table is going to fall down. However, if you have 4 legs in a table, even if one leg breaks, the other 3 are there to support the table, you know.
Beautiful. Yeah.
And at this point of time, if I see most of the people, whether it's entrepreneurs, whether it is working professionals, you know, everybody has been hit by the pandemic. You know, if I talk about the employees or the working professionals with whom I actively work, those have been the people wherein they are in a situation that salaries have been slashed. They have been actually made to sit on the bench. Some of them are on leave without pay. Some of them have also been given a pink slip. And to all these people, rather than me giving a solution, I want to ask them, अगर आपके पास सिर्फ earned income नहीं होती और बाकी sources of income होते, तो क्या आप इस situation में होते जिस situation में आप आज हो? Definitely not, because you know, you would have created other sources of income. So I always tell people, you know, some of the books that I live by, you know, I could probably show, क्योंकि वो मेरी हमेशा टेबल पे रहते हैं. So this one book by Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad Poor Dad, probably some of you are able to see that.
Yeah.
Then there's another book, you know, Secrets of the Millionaire Mind, that is by T. Harv Eker. Okay.
Yeah.
And then there is this third book, Think and Grow Rich, which is by Napoleon Hill. So these are the books, you know, that I have lived my life on these books. Anybody who thinks, you know, who's looking at starting their multiple sources of income need to start with changing their financial mindset, right? Because of our conditioning, because of whatever we have gotten from our parents, or there are some good things, there are some bad things, we have had a financial thermostat, you know. And the first thing that we got to do is to change our financial mindset. And let me tell you one more thing, Meenakshi, that financial education is not taught in our schools and colleges.
Yeah,
financial
true.
education is something that we need to learn through our self-education. So I tell people, start with the basic books, you know, even if you have to. Then there are advanced places, but कहीं ना कहीं से start तो करो ना. जब आप
Yeah.
start करोगे, only then आपके रास्ते खुलेंगे आगे के.
True. No, very beautiful actually, you know. And the 3 books that you have suggested are actually, you know, life changers for a lot of successful people that I have met. So yeah, those books are definite must reads and good to start with.
Yes.
All right. So
Absolutely.
Nirupma, you also have been to TEDx, and you have also met a lot of you know, successful personalities. I saw some pictures. So like with you know, Jack Canfield and Robert Raymond and Avi Arya, Amandeep Thind. So what was that one line or that one message that, you know, got stuck in your head and that became a game changer for you? What was that one piece of advice?
Sure. And that's a very pertinent question and a very specific one. Thank you, क्योंकि मैं इसमें specific answer दे सकती हूँ.
Thank you.
So I would want to speak one of the messages that I got from my mentor Avi Arya, and he told, लोग कंपनी के लोगों के साथ काम नहीं करते, लोगों के साथ काम करते हैं.
Beautiful.
So अगर आप अपने आप को चेंज कर सकते हो, अपने आप को एक पर्सनल ब्रांड की तरह बाहर मार्केट में जा सकते हो, एंड बिकॉज चाहे आप ऑनलाइन वर्ल्ड में हो या ऑफलाइन वर्ल्ड में हो, लोग आपकी यू नो फीलिंग समझते हैं कि कितनी ऑथेंटिसिटी से सामने वाला बोल रहा है, या यू नो द पर्सन इज जस्ट फेकिंग इट आउट. सो आई वुड जस्ट वांट टू रिपीट दैट मैसेज कि लोग कंपनी के लोगों के साथ काम नहीं करते, लोगों के साथ काम करते, द रियल लोग. दैट्स the most beautiful message I got.
Definitely beautiful. All right, so coming to the travel part, so Nirupma, how many places have you traveled and how travel has, you know, affected you, you know, to develop and grow a little more?
Now you're going to ask me how many places I have not traveled, because being a daughter of a person who was working with railways, all my summer vacations used to be, you know, going to one place or the other. There are only a you know, handful of states in India that I have not seen. I have seen most of the places in the north, most of the places in the south. Whether you talk about some of the places in the east, I've covered almost the entire India.
Wow.
So that's traveling has been a very important segment, because you know, it opens your mind to a greater extent.
Hmm.
Earlier, I was a person who was just not adaptable, okay, apne vicinity mein hi rehna hai, and that's the culture, you would want to be in because that's what is comfortable for you. We all
Yes.
are scared of those uncomfortable things. But the
Hmm.
moment I started traveling, the moment I started meeting new people, the moment I started becoming a part of new cultures,
Hmm.
I realized that, people are the way they are and they're
Yeah,
so beautiful in their own way.
true.
That's what we need to be with them. So travel has opened my wings and opened my mind most importantly.
Definitely. I even saw one post of yours. I think it was from Rajasthan or somewhere. You were talking about traveling and how you love history. So in traveling, you are, really peculiar and fond of history. I, for myself, am also very fond of old places, old culture, and ethnicity of, every place. So what are those travel experiences or some beautiful memories that you have about traveling, or what best place that you traveled, any bizarre things that you got to know or that you were not expecting, or any such experience, beautiful or bizarre, any experience, please share with us.
Okay, I would want to share both. One first beautiful, second bizarre. Okay,
Wonderful.
so Meenakshi, for me, my travel experiences has been a lot around heritage buildings.
Hmm.
I used to go for a lot of heritage walks. I still remember I had gone to one of the places. I think it was Agra Fort or something. The gate, the big gate of the Agra Fort,
Hmm.
and that at that time the people were so scientific that even till today, uh, whether it's rain, whether it's a storm or anything, that iron is the way it is. Nothing has
True.
been able to rust it, nothing has been able to destroy it, and that's been there since so many years, since the time immemorial. So those
True.
little things that you come to know from these heritage walks, and why did they eat a particular thing, in a particular season, you get to know all those stories. So heritage walks have been the most beautiful experiences that I've had. If I talk about a bizarre experience, so one bizarre experience I would talk about when I'd been to Sikkim, and that was again during my, training days.
Hmm.
So we were all taken to the mountains, and we were all living in tents. So that was the time, now boys can just go and defecate anywhere, but for women to really, attend nature's call, you got to be ensuring that you are at a good place. So
Yeah.
we all had those eye sticks. Remember, I told you those eye sticks.
Yeah.
So we used to be going, looking out for bushes out there, and then digging our own pit, and then making sure that we are covering the pit after that.
Oh my God.
So it was fun. It was a little bizarre, but I feel had we not been in that scenario, we would have never done that in our life. So it was a good experience.
Yeah, it is an experience.
Absolutely.
Guys also suffer with that problem, washrooms. Like even while you're going to Rohtang, so I also covered that in my video. Like if you're going to Rohtang, there's a place over here that you make a stop. Because
Really.
all right.
Yeah.
So any other travel experience that you have that you want to share with us?
Well, if I have to talk about another travel experience, I would be talking about, visiting the South.
Hmm.
So I have been really fond of these tea gardens and all that have been there. So now there are a lot of places that have become commercial,
Yeah, true.
but I always want to explore those unexplored places, wherein there are very few travelers. So
Hmm.
there is one place in Tamil Nadu which is known as Top Slip, you
Okay.
know.
Yeah.
So out there, while you're going, so it's all surrounded by forests everywhere.
Hmm.
And the best part about this place, I think it's a reader's paradise, or anyone who's wanting to write a book, because you do not get the internet connection. So you
Wow.
have nothing but to just be with that place, and really find out that what are the hobbies that you can develop for your own
Wow.
self.
Wow.
So that was a beautiful place, and the best part is that the moment you wake up in the morning, there are all deers around that. who are, waiting for you. Then a little far that you go, you'll be finding all the elephants. Then a little far that you go, you'll be finding all the other. I found a bison also out there. So I mean,
Wow.
the fact is, when you leave the nature untouched,
Hmm.
all these creatures, they feel so safe and they want to be friends with you. The moment human beings, create problems for them, that's when these people start, uh, I mean, we are not able to find them. They start getting hidden in the forests and all. But
Yeah.
otherwise, animals by nature, they're very friendly and they would want to come closer to human beings. And that was one of the destination that I still remember, because it was an untouched beauty.
Hmm.
Not a lot of people have been going there, but yes, it's a nature's paradise. I thoroughly loved that place.
It sounds wonderful too. Like, being one with the nature and animals. I mean, there are very less spots in India, I guess, now that animals come out for you. Like, I visited once way back. I mean, I don't know if they have changed it in Andamans. The deers come to you and you can, feed them. They are in open, but yeah, a little scared, but yeah, they were in open back in the days. Now I don't know. So that's so important. And being a responsible traveler, as you talk about, is also very important. So beautiful,
Absolutely.
All right. So Nirupma, is there any book that you're working on? If you would like to share with us a little bit about it.
Right. So there's one book that I intend to write, that how to be a happy and fulfilling employee, because I'm
Wonderful.
able to connect with employees, and
Yeah.
I would be talking to people about professional freedom, you know, and this is a central message of that book. A lot of times people think that आपको freedom तभी मिलती है जब आप अपने employment से entrepreneurship में जाते हो. And
Hmm.
I tell people that freedom is nothing but a state of mind. Even
Yeah.
if you are an employee and you are doing those things maybe on weekends that are letting you, give wings to your heart's desire, give wings to your passion, and you are creating that, day in and day out, making it reach a place wherein it becomes self-sustaining, and then
Hmm.
eventually it's for you to decide whether you want to be an entrepreneur getting into full-time entrepreneurship, or whether you want to be an intrapreneur for your existing company. So this
Hmm.
would be the central message of that book, and I'm really excited. I'm kind of researching a lot, talking to a lot of people, because I want to make it more, useful to people so that they can directly apply it in their lives. That's
Yeah.
one of the projects that I'm working on.
Wonderful. I hope it launches soon. We'd be waiting for it. Very excited. It sounds
Surely.
very useful. And I'm
Yeah.
very sure it would make, sell a million copies. I really hope so and pray for it.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
All right. So, Nirupma, we are almost at the end of the interview. So, that one message that you would, love to give to our listeners, or any message that you would like to give to our listeners.
Right. So this is, a great opportunity, because, in all my videos, I always end my videos with this one message, that be true to yourself and life will never fail you. So own your greatness and soar high, because the world needs that special you. That's a message that I would want to give to everyone out who's hearing this, because everybody has that greatness within them, which is really waiting to come out and really waiting to shine in its own beautiful way. It's a message.
Beautiful, beautiful message. All right. So, like, how can our viewers and listeners connect to you?
Sure. So the best way to reach out to me is on my Instagram. My Instagram is @Nirupama Vyas, NIRUPAMAVYAS. And for all the working professionals, because my work is all around working professionals, if you want to be a part of an exclusive community of working professionals, which I called as a GPF, not the Purana Wala GPF Provident Fund, but the Get Professional Freedom. This is a community wherein we all work together, we all help each other to grow as individuals. And on Monday, we talk about getting skills to become an entrepreneur. Those are the skill Mondays. On Tuesdays, we talk about how do you manage your money. So those are the money Tuesdays. On Wednesday, we talk about how do you leverage your current job. So those are leverage Wednesdays. On Thursday, we talk about how to maintain your energy. So that is Energetic Thursdays, and on Fridays we take a Q&A. So it's a very active and very bubbling community. If any of the working professionals who are looking at starting their side hustles, you can just follow me on my Facebook group, GPS, Get Professional Freedom. Yeah, so that's the place to be. And otherwise, you can connect to me on my Instagram @Nirupama Vyas.
Wonderful. Sounds exciting. All those, you gave meaning to the days actually, like how you can, develop and
Absolutely.
improve. Wonderful. That's beautiful. All right. So thank you so much, Nirupma. I, for one, absolutely enjoyed the entire conversation. I hope that our viewers and listeners would love it too. Thank you so much for being on the show and for your time. I absolutely enjoyed, and it's my honor, and I'm so blessed to have you here. Thank you so much, Nirupma.
The pleasure is all mine, Meenakshi. Thank you so much for being such a great host. I really acknowledge you for that.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for those kind words. So this was Nirupma's inspiring life journey so far and some amazing travel experiences.
And I hope you got some amazing insights and motivation from this episode. Thank you so much for giving your precious time to this podcast. If this episode was inspiring and insightful, please do drop a comment on my Instagram and YouTube @mybohovoyage. Also, do check out my YouTube channel @mybohovoyage for the video version of this episode. Please do subscribe and give a 5-star rating and hopefully write a review for Inspiring Explorers. Also, please don't forget to connect with me on Instagram and YouTube. Drop me a hi or send me a comment so that I know we are in this journey together. This is Meenakshi Srivastava, your host for Inspiring Explorers, saying goodbye. See you next week with an amazing, inspiring interview. Till then, take care.